I am incredibly saddened to inform you that one of our police officers was severely injured earlier this morning. At or about 2:30 a.m., 1st District Police Officer Natasha Hunter was called to assist on a major auto crash accident investigation on I-10 near Esplanade. She drove her vehicle up onto the I-10 and began to assist, and as she pulled over and put her car in position, there were flares that were also displayed, but there was another officer on the 1st District Night Platoon who was actually handling a multi-car accident a little bit further ahead. She was in a position to assist to divert the traffic, and while in that position and while seated in her vehicle, a vehicle struck her, and she is at this time at a local hospital in grave condition. The perpetrator of that vehicle is right now in a local hospital and is in custody, and when he is released, we're not releasing his name, but when he is released, he's going to be arrested and charged with negligent vehicular injury. We suspect that he had been drinking, and he had the smell of alcohol, the odor of alcohol beverage on his breath, and at some point admitted to the investigator that he had been drinking during the night. So that investigation is ongoing. But the officer, a 12-year veteran, 31 years old, mother of a 5-year-old daughter, had been with the 1st District for a long time, great police officer, right now is in grave condition. Also, I should let you know that she is in what we call a non-responsive state. The chief and I, along with our commander, our supervisor, we all spent time with her earlier this morning. We spent time with the family, offered prayers, and we're still praying for them. And we would ask this entire community to pray for our officer. And when I say our officer, I mean our officer. She belongs to the entire community. And right now, we're offering them our support. We're offering our prayers. We have our officer assistance program here to help the family, to help our officers work through this. We have our police psychologists, our chaplains who are also there at the hospital, helping members of the family, helping our officers work through this. And we'd ask the family to, I told the family, the mother and father, sisters and in-laws, I told them all that their family is a lot bigger than they think they know. We're all one big family, and so we spend time with them. Obviously, they're in a very, very traumatized state right now, but we're keeping them in our prayers, keeping them in our thoughts, praying for the best. But the officer is in grave condition in a non-responsive state, and so obviously this hurts like hell. We've been here before, but we're a resilient police department.
Chief, this morning we heard from state police that a trooper was actually injured in an accident where a drunk driver hit him. Now, he sustained minor injuries, but can you just talk about how, just this blow to your police department, troopers being injured on the side of the road by people drinking and driving, something that could be easily prevented?
This is so easily prevented. I'm so glad you brought that up. People have a choice, and they make this choice, but they don't have to drink and drive. There's so many options, and if you know you're going to drink, you just got to either let somebody else drive or be more responsible about your alcohol intake. This does not have to happen. Lives are ruined. We're delivering a public service to the community, and all that becomes affected because one person made a bad decision to drink and drive. And so this hurts all of us, not just the New Orleans Police, but the state police. It hurts all the police departments in the surrounding area. And so I sign letters of condolences and sympathy every day to send to chiefs and sheriffs, public safety directors all across the country. And so it's a very sad thing. And so many of those officers and deputies, special agents, are actually killed in car crashes. Not always in gun violence, but in car crashes. It is something that is so preventable. We make every attempt to train our officers to apply best practices on how to handle working up on that interstate. But let me tell you, it is extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous when you're up on that interstate. Cars are coming by at high rates of speed, and for someone to have been drinking, it just exacerbates that problem and puts all of us, not just the officers, but other members of the community. Everybody traveling on that interstate is in danger. It's a very good point.
Officer Hunter, she was beloved. I heard very popular, had her whole life ahead of her. Tell us about what she was like as a person.
So I don't, I've met her, but I don't know her personally. She was beloved, and from the family response and from the response of all the officers who were in the hallways, the hospital, outside the hospital, were really broken up behind this. Just very beloved, and you can tell just by looking and seeing the reaction of her colleagues and her friends that she was, number one, a great person. I heard her family telling stories and laughing about things she did, things she said. Just very beloved. She's, right now, we're praying for her because I never give up, we never give up, but it's a very serious state right now.
You got not to get too much into the details. Was she exactly done? The car swerved to get her, or was she in the lane? Was this somebody who was rubbernecking past it? What was an accident scene? How exactly did more details everything go down?
So in this instance, she was actually off to the shoulder with her lights on. There were flares behind her to divert traffic, to alert drivers that there's an accident or some type of investigation up ahead. And her lights were on to keep people out of the lane of travel, to avoid hitting the actual officer who was handling the accident. And so that car was a little further ahead. She was somewhat behind. The flares were behind her, but this car just apparently reared off to the right and crashed into her vehicle.
Was she inside or outside?
She was inside of her vehicle.
Do we know if she had her seatbelt on at all?
We don't know that at this time, but our investigation will reveal that. That's just not something we know at this time. What we do know is that the lights were in fact on